Labor and Elections Committee. We have a voting list, a second vote list today on Friday, February 20th. And we have about 8 bills on our docket. We are going to begin with our first bill, HB 333, still get Polakovich, Carr, and Griffith. And if I could have the subcommittee chair explain what the bill does. Thank you. Along with our counsel, Stan Ward. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 333 establishes a procedure that political party central committees must follow when filing for a vacancy in the General Assembly, including its public notice and open meetings. There are no amendments on the bill, so I move favorable. Thank you.
Okay. Is there any discussion on the bill? All right. Seeing none. Okay, hold on, we're working on this. Okay, yes, please describe the bill. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, so when there is a vacancy for a position, the Central Committee, of course, appoints that position. So this outlines the process by which the Central Committee will inform the public of its open meeting and allow for applications to be submitted. And then it does have one final provision that says that if the individual is serving on the Central Committee of which and they are applying for that position, that they will be removed from that process so that they can neither participate in the process nor vote on themselves for that position.
What's being done now?
Currently, there is no regulations at all on the process that folks follow. So it's kind of 24 different jurisdictions all deciding 24 different ways to do this process. And currently you can, if you serve on a central committee, you can both participate in that process and vote on yourself for those positions.
Yeah, I mean,
Look, oh, sorry. Thank you. Yeah, I would just say that I think micromanaging each local central committee, I get it if somebody wants to do this for their county. I mean, I do, in a local privilege way, but I mean, and I'm sure that maybe there are issues in certain counties, but micromanaging this, I think part of the management process of the central committees is for them to run themselves the way they want to run themselves. And I don't think we need to be micromanaging the way they run them. So, I get the purpose of the bill. I would imagine there may be some issues in certain jurisdictions, but it's not an issue at home, so thank you.
Thank you for sharing that perspective. I will mention this bill has been brought out to the floor in the past. It passed 138-0 last year. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Oh, all right. Seeing no further questions or discussion on HB 333, and it's been properly moved and seconded. All in favor of moving, wait, what am I saying? All in favor of moving, oh wait, roll call. Okay, we would do roll call. Thank you, sorry. Roll call. I'll just say roll call. Okay. Delegate Kerr?
aye.
Sorry, Sample Hughes?
Aye.
Lehman?
Aye.
Ruth? Aye. Clippinger? Aye. Terraza?
Aye.
Schindler?
Aye.
Chisholm?
No.
Siliberti?
Yes.
Wu?
Yes.
Schmidt?
Yes.
Fisher?
No.
Stewart? Yes. Tomlinson? Yes. Wilson's excused. Fair?
Yes.
Solomon?
Yes.
Crutchfield?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Give me 1 second. Give us 1 moment, please. 16-2. Okay, we'll move on next to HB 263. This is also for the election subcommittee. Delegate Fair.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. And apologies, you said 263, is that correct?
Yes.
House Bill 263, early voting centers, bus stops. This is a departmental bill that passed out of subcommittee unanimously, requires local buses operating on a fixed route within 1/2 mile of an early voting center to stop at the early voting center on the days that the early voting center is open. There are no amendments to the bill, and so I move favorable, Madam Chair.
Is there any discussion? Delegate Chisholm?
Thank you, Madam Chair, because I've gotten some pushback from
people around me. It also says in there to the extent practical, which means if they can't do it, they can't do it, which I think softens the bill, and it's only within a half mile. I know it might have some effect on the local municipalities and counties, but for the most part, I think it's probably a pretty good idea, just for the good of the order.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Okay. Seeing no further questions or comments, the motion is favorable on HB 263. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, all right, would we like to do roll call? We can do roll call. Delegate Kerr?
Aye.
Delegate Sample Hughes?
Aye.
Delegate Lehman?
Aye.
Delegate Ruth?
Aye.
Delegate Clippinger?
Aye.
Delegate Terraza?
Aye.
Delegate Schindler?
Aye.
Delegate Chisholm?
Aye.
Delegate Siliberti?
No.
All right, Delegate Wu?
Aye.
Delegate Schmidt?
Yes.
Delegate Fisher?
No.
Delegate Stewart?
Yes.
Delegate Tomlinson?
Yes.
Wilson's excused. Delegate Fair?
Yes.
Delegate Solomon?
Yes.
Delegate Crutchfield?
Yes.
And Chair is yes. Okay, we will do roll call every time, unless you guys tell me not to do it. Okay. HB 260, Delegate Fair.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 260 is another departmental bill that passed out of subcommittee unanimously. It allows the State Board of Elections to begin distributions of public funds to candidates participating in the gubernatorial public financing program on July 1st of the year before the election instead of January 1st of the year of the election under current law. There are no amendments to the bill, and I move favorable, Madam Chair.
All right, any discussion on the bill? Okay, seeing none, we'll do roll call. Delegate Kerr?
Aye.
Delegate Sample Hughes?
Aye.
Delegate Lehman?
Aye.
Delegate Ruth?
Aye.
Delegate Clippinger? Aye. Delegate Terraza? Aye. Delegate Schindler?
Aye.
Delegate Chisholm?
No.
Delegate Siliberti?
Nope.
Delegate Wu? Yes. Delegate Schmidt?
Yes.
Delegate Fisher?
No.
Delegate Stewart?
Yes.
Delegate Tomlinson?
Yes.
Delegate Wilson's excused. Delegate Fair?
Yes.
Delegate Solomon?
Yes.
Delegate Crutchfield?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Okay, thank you very much. We're going to move on next to HB 261. So we'll have our other council come up. Vice Chair Kerr.
HB 261 provides for a proof of concept in procurement. It formally establishes proof of concept as a standalone authorized procurement method. It modernizes how the state tests innovative products, software as a service platform, emerging technologies, pilot programs, conceptualize state-developed solutions, creates a structured, competitive, multi-phase process allowing real-world testing, pilot deployment, and direct transition of full implementation. There are no amendments. It was unanimous in subcommittee. I move favorable.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Okay. Seeing none, seeing that HB 261 has been moved favorably, we will vote. Vice Chair Kerr.
Aye.
Delegate Sample Hughes.
Aye.
Oh, so I'm so sorry. I apologize. Delegate Siliberti.
Just the uninformed concept procurement, proof of concept procurement. Could somebody translate that?
Do you want to take it, Tyler?
Proof of concept procurement, it's mostly going to be used for new technologies, creative solutions that aren't widely available on the market. So not for pens and pencils, but for brand new technologies that are only a few people doing. Because of that, there isn't a lot of history of knowing what really works, what's going to fit in Maryland, what's going to fit with the current computers that do it is making everyone use, what's going to work with the vehicles that we're already using. Proof of concept procurement gives you a field test to see, one, does the technology really work? And then which technology from maybe multiple vendors or maybe just one vendor, how well does it play with all of the resources we already have in place so that it doesn't break them or run more inefficiently around them.
Thank you.
Delegate Terraza.
Sorry, Madam Chair, if we could just, if everybody could speak into their microphones, I'd really appreciate it. I'm really having trouble hearing.
Delegate Fisher.
How about no? No, I think this is actually a really important bill, but my question is it just for state procurement or will it spill over to the counties? I did read the bill, I just want to make doubly sure.
My understanding, this is just state procurement. If there are some programs where counties can piggyback state procurements, in that case, we're still state procurement laws, so I think it would still count as a state procurement, but I guess.
I'm not sure I understand that.
There are
I know what procurement is. I mean, I'm very well aware, but I don't understand how that can, yeah.
So basically, there's collectively where it's cost inefficient for one county to buy certain service on its own. The state helps multiple jurisdictions come together to pool their resources to get a better rate.
And this is just for software?
That's one example. I think there's other services.
Well, so for example, this is important. Somebody approaches a county and says, hey, I have an unsolicited idea for a data center.
No, that wouldn't work here. It's only if there's already, it would still be like a pretty typical request for proposal process that a procuring unit is coming up with. So they're identifying some problem and then they're asking vendors to come do these field tests.
And that's where the proof of concept comes in, because you'd actually have to show them. And
that it really works so that the state doesn't have to commit to a full long-term contract before the unit is confident that it's really going to solve the problem efficiently.
Does the state have to enter into a non-disclosure agreement when it does that with the proof of concept, since it's the vendor that approached them?
It's not required, no.
Not in the bill or not required at all?
No, not at all.
That might be, look, this is an issue. With the, we have a bill coming here, I think. This is an issue with the state and the counties. It's with technology changing so quickly, obviously, it's perfectly reasonable that a company would come to the state or to the county and say, I have this amazing new thing, but you got to sign this NDA. And I have a problem with that. So I don't know, the committee might want to think about that or not think about that. I get it if the company doesn't want to disclose, their secret, but unfortunately, if it is a big enough contract, then you're going to want to put it out to bid anyway. So you're signing an NDA and then you put it out to bid. I'm not really sure the NDA is serving the taxpayers. I mean, we even have legislation, I think, in this committee about NDAs. For employees. So just a thought process, and maybe Vaughn has an idea because he's an attorney. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's we're having this problem locally, and so I'm concerned that it doesn't catch anyone up in this issue.
Delegate Kerr.
Delegate Fisher, I don't think it's for people. For speculative things, people cold calling, I think it's after the RFP's gone out. So it wouldn't be somebody knocking on your door, cold calling, saying, hey, look at this cool thing I have.
Thank you. Delegate Tomlinson.
Yeah, just to help clarify a couple of these things. So this will be a whole new procurement method. So it'll be in there with invitation for bids, request for proposals, sole source. So this will be its own unique procurement method. And talking to the folks at Office of State Procurement, they kind of kept the language in the bill, I think, intentionally loose, so they can kind of build in the regulations what the method process will actually look like. But from talking to them, I'm pretty sure it's going to most likely resemble an RFP. Just based on the nature of why you would want to use this method, it's mostly going to resemble an RFP. So to back to what you were saying, yeah, it's not going to be just people cold calling. There will be a formal solicitation put out there on the Maryland Marketplace Advantage.
As long as the understanding
Delegate
is.
Fisher.
Sorry about that.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yeah, getting into the groove of the new committee. Yes, as long as the understanding is of the committee that, and council, that the department is indeed putting out a request for bid first for proof of concept, then that makes sense, because by definition, it's competitive. So that's cool. Thanks.
Thank you for the discussion.
We had started voting.
Oh, that's,
Not seconded yet.
oh, we didn't second it. Okay. Is there a second? Okay. All right. Roll call. Delegate Kerr.
Aye.
Delegate Sample Hughes.
Aye.
Delegate Lehman. Delegate Ruth.
Aye.
Delegate Clippinger. Delegate Terraza.
Aye.
Delegate Schindler.
Aye.
Delegate Chisholm.
Yes.
Delegate Siliberti.
Abstain.
Delegate Siliberti abstains. Delegate Wu. Yes. Delegate Schmidt.
Yes.
Delegate Fisher.
Yes.
Delegate Stewart.
Yes.
Delegate Tomlinson.
Yes.
Delegate Wilson's excused. Delegate Fair.
Yes.
Delegate Solomon. Yes. Delegate Crutchfield. Chair votes yes. So that has been properly, okay. HB 554, Delegate Kerr.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This bill simply makes changes to the code reflecting the new committee structure that was implemented by the Speaker. There were no amendments, although I thought we should have one that changed the name of our committee to Labor, Elections, and Government. But there were no amendments. It was unanimous in subcommittee. I move favorable.
All right. Roll call. Delegate Kerr.
Aye.
Delegate Sample Hughes.
Aye.
Delegate
Aye.
Lehman. Delegate Ruth.
Aye.
Delegate Clippinger. Delegate Terraza.
Aye.
Delegate Schindler.
Aye.
Delegate Chisholm.
Aye.
Delegate Siliberti.
Yes.
Delegate Wu.
Yes.
Delegate Schmidt. Delegate Fisher. Delegate Stewart. Delegate Tomlinson.
Yes.
Delegate Wilson's excused. Delegate Fair. Delegate Solomon. Delegate Crutchfield.
Yes.
And chair votes yes. All right. Next, we'll move on to HB 439. Delegate Kerr.
We recall from the hearing the other day that this simply adds the name deaf-blind to the commission to recognize that population. There is an amendment to add the secretary. Do you remember what secretary it was?
The amendment adds the Secretary of Disabilities to the Advisory Council.
Okay, I move the amendment.
Any discussion? Okay. Seeing none, roll call. Delegate Kerr.
This is on the amendment.
I'm so sorry. Thank you. Hold on one second.
Move the amendment.
On the amendment. All in favor of the amendment, aye. Aye. All right, all opposed? Okay. Yes, discussion?
Are we going to be allowed to pile on to bills to add ourselves with our amendment?
Yes, if you would like to, you will indicate.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, you will indicate that you want to be added during voting. And actually, well, if folks just raise their hand now if you'd like to be added. Delegate Clippinger, did you have a question? Yes.
I would say a suggestion is that
Yes.
this would only happen if there are amendments made to the bill already.
Correct. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Only if the
So
bill
you're-
has an amendment. Thank you for
You're
clarifying that.
welcome.
Thank you. Yes. That was our intention. So, okay. Let's just write one of the, how do you want to do it? Okay. All right. All right. So we'll do roll call and just raise your hand if you want to be added.
Are we still on the amendment?
So no.
All right, then- All right, I'm going to move the bill as amended.
Okay. On the bill as amended, roll call. Delegate Kerr.
Aye. Please add me as a co-sponsor.
Okay. Delegate Sample Hughes. Aye. Delegate Lehman.
Aye, and please.
Delegate Ruth.
Aye. Please add me as a co-sponsor.
Delegate Clippinger.
Aye.
Delegate Terraza.
Aye, and please add.
Delegate Schindler.
Aye.
Did you say you want to be added? Okay, thank you. Delegate Chisholm.
Aye.
Delegate Siliberti.
Yes.
Delegate Wu,
Aye, me too.
Delegate Schmidt,
Yes, and Ed.
Delegate Fisher,
Yes.
Delegate Stewart.
Yes.
Delegate Tomlinson.
Yes.
Delegate Wilson's excused. Delegate Fair.
Yes, me too.
Delegate Solomon.
Yes, me too.
Delegate Crutchfield.
Yes, and add.
And yes, the chair votes, and please add the chair as well. All right, thank you very much. We will switch out for corrections, council swap. All right. Okay, so we have HB 1017. It does have amendments. Just a quick, so HB 1017, it just basically states that a private detention facility can't be approved unless there's an express zoning code that's clearly and explicitly stated for the allowed use. And I will have our council explain the amendments and what the amendments do. Sure. Thank you.
Amendment number 1 is technical. Amendment number 2 defines a unit of local government. Amendment number 2 also expands the zoning requirement to include real property. And amendment number 2 lastly clarifies that a building structure or real property is considered proposed for use as an immigration detention facility if it intends to process individuals for a federal immigration violation.
Say it or move it. Move the amendment. Second. All right. Is there discussion on the bill on the amendment?
Move the amendments.
And then discussion.
Yes, so the amendments have been properly moved and seconded. Is there discussion on the amendments?
So I would the word process, is that broad enough? I'm just hearing that word now, like process, like if you're not, do we know what process means? And is that broad enough?
Sure. So the original text of the bill covers custodial purposes for an immigration detention facility.
Oh, this adds that.
Adding processing is the administrative side.
So it's in addition?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, are there any more questions? Okay, seeing none. Yep. You have a question on the amendment? No. Okay, I'm just seeing if there's any more questions on the amendments. Okay, seeing none, is there a motion to move the bill as amended?
It was amended.
Okay, is there any further discussion on the bill as amended? Okay, seeing none, roll call. Delegate Kerr?
Aye.
Delegate Sample Hughes? Aye. Delegate Lehman?
Aye.
Delegate Ruth?
Aye.
Delegate Clippinger?
Yes.
Delegate Terraza?
Aye.
Delegate Schindler?
Aye.
Delegate Chisholm?
No.
Delegate Siliberti?
I'm studying on it, but I got to do something. Abstain.
Oh, okay, abstain. Delegate Wu?
Yes.
Delegate Schmidt?
Yes.
Delegate Fisher?
No.
Delegate Stewart?
Yes.
Delegate Tomlinson?
No.
Delegate Wilson's excused. Delegate Fair?
Yes.
Delegate Solomon?
Yes.
Delegate Crutchfield?
Yes, and add.
Chair votes yes.
Were we on the amendment?
If you would like to be added to the bill, can you please raise your hand and I'll say your names? Okay, Delegate Lehman, Delegate Ruth, Delegate Terraza, Delegate Schindler, Delegate Wu, Delegate Stewart, Delegate Fair, Delegate Solomon, Delegate Crutchfield, Delegate Kerr. All right. Next, we'll move on to HB 1018. Delegate Stewart.
Thank you, Madam Chair. HB 1018, to remind everyone, expands the authority of the Secretary of Public Safety and Correctional Services to adopt minimum standards relating to all jail facilities in the state. It also alters it requires healthcare practitioners and security guards to report violations and security breaches to the commission in all jails in the state. It applies existing compliance, audit, and enforcement provisions to all jails in the state. It authorizes the AG to bring an action against a private entity that owns, manages, or operates a jail in the state for specified violations. It authorizes the commission to seek penalties, enforcement penalties against any jail in the state for failing to comply with minimum standards. So, the amendments, Amendment number 1 is technical. Amendment number 2 authorizes the commission to refer any violations in jails to the Office of Inspector General. Amendment number 3 requires a facility to, actually allows facilities to redact copies of their emergency operations plans to the public. And amendment number 4 deals with the penalties, and it only allows the commission or an inspector to close a jail when the conditions are life-threatening or health-endangering. Move the amendments.
Second.
Is there discussion on the amendment? Okay, all right. Delegate Chisholm.
Yeah, Inspector General already have that authority? No.
So the IG can go after any entity in the state, any agency or any sort of public agency already to make sure there's no waste, fraud, and abuse. This just authorizes the Commission on Correctional Standards to refer violations to the OIG, so they don't have to be fishing around for themselves, but they can get that referral so they can do their work.
Okay, thank you.
Would it be, sorry.
Delegate Fisher.
Sorry, thank you. I appreciate Delegate Stewart providing the paperwork. It looks like it's interlineated as well with the comments, which is super helpful because that's something that I'm not used to. Would it be possible just to delay the vote on this? Because just for the purposes of reading it, it's not the intention is not to delay your ability to pass this bill, if that is your intent. It is to truly read the fact that the bill looks like it's been marked up substantially.
I would defer to the chair about the policy. Obviously, this is a brand new committee. I think every committee deals with requests for holding bills.
I mean, look at that.
Differently.
I mean, that's just one page.
I would say that this is an emergency bill. So I would urge that we do not delay it, but there are still additional opportunities to provide amendments.
And Madam Chair, I would also offer, I've got a relatively free weekend, and if Delegate Fisher wants me to drive down to Calvert County for a coffee to walk through the interlineated copy, in all seriousness, I would be happy to do that.
So because of the emergency status of the bill, and I think because there is a strong willingness for further conversation, I would urge that we do not hold the bill today, but that there is conversation in earnest between the sponsor and the delegate.
No, I hear you. And obviously, I sit next to Delegate Stewart, but I have to say that this is a serious enough issue that I'm perfectly capable of reading Delegate Stewart and perfectly capable of understanding, as everyone here knows. But I take this matter very seriously, and so I don't need you to tutor me on what the bill says. I just want to have an opportunity to read it since it is substantially changed, and I was provided the document minutes before we were voting. And I want that for the record, because that's not the way to run a committee. It's not the way to run a legislature. Sorry. I'm just asking for one day. That's it.
For the record, I believe that the amendments were provided at least within a few hours before we met. So, and via email, but I just want the record to reflect that.
I do appreciate they're interlineated, because the last committee I was on didn't do that. So on the good side,
I appreciate
Madam Chair,
Delegate Stewart.
Just for the record, I was saying nothing about Delegate Fisher's ability to read and comprehend, only that I was looking for an excuse to hang out.
Thank you. Delegate Schmidt.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm just kind of looking at really the bottom page 1 of the fiscal summary, where it says potential significant increase in general fund expenditures as discussed below. But then when you start to dive into the analysis, it really is vague on a specific figure. And then with it going into effect on June 1st, with it being an emergency bill, I mean, it gets pretty detailed, yet as I'm kind of moving through it a little bit, it really doesn't give a total fiscal note, unless I'm missing something here. If somebody could enlighten me, maybe.
Yeah, I'm happy to. Delegate Schmidt, thank you for that question. So I had a very productive discussion with the commission on their numbers of what they thought their capacity was and how this would expand their operations. They believed that upon their first reading of the bill in its initial version, that they would need 2 or 3 more pins. and they were hoping that I would advocate to the Appropriations Committee on their behalf to get that. I said I would, but we also took, I think, almost all, if not all, of their amendments, and of the amendments I read out, 75 or 80% of them were from the commission with the idea of lowering their cost burden. So I'm hoping that brings the total note down to maybe one more pen, but I'm absolutely going to keep my promise that I want to make sure that they're fully funded, that they can take on this additional workload.
Yeah, and I appreciate you sharing that, and that helps. What would be the initial cost of, say, one pin?
I think one pin in their department, they said somewhere around $70,000 to $90,000, depending on the scale or the level of experience for the person they hired.
Got it. All right. My questions have been answered. Thank you.
Thank you. Delegate Ruth.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just for my own clarification, because I got lost on the last bill, aren't we still on the amendments? Thank you.
Oops. Delegate Tomlinson.
I'll wait for the actual bill.
Oh, all right. Okay. Seeing no further discussion on the amendments, is there a motion to move the bill as amended? Okay. Further discussion? Oh, excuse me. I apologize. All in favor of adopting the amendments? Aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay. Excuse me. Thank you. Thanks for keep me right. Is there a motion to move the bill as amended?
Move the bill as amended.
Second.
Thank you. Discussion on the bill as amended. Delegate Tomlinson.
What am I doing? Okay. So, who am I looking at? Am I looking at you?
You can look at me. Whatever you want, man.
Just kind of awkward. Was there any talk of, like, how did you come to the decision that MCCS would be the best organization to do, because you're expanding the scope of what they do, correct?
Correct.
Greatly. Was there any talk of using the correctional ombudsman, which came into creation, I want to say maybe a year or two ago? Was there any talk of maybe using them as kind of the proper vehicle to do this?
Yeah, we did talk about that. We considered a bunch of different possibilities. We also considered applying civil confinement standards to all civil facilities and leaving the criminal corrections stuff out entirely. Ultimately, we made the decision to do this because I think MCCS is, of course, you know the issue much better than me, but their capabilities and their expertise align, I think, most clearly to service all jails in the state. I think the ombudsman's role in terms of handling complaints and deciphering what is a violation or doing those investigations is very narrow, and their budget is also significantly smaller. And so to Delegate Schmidt's point about not overburdening our existing state resources, we felt that MCCS was best positioned to take this on. And again, in my conversations with them, while they did have some productive amendments and they do want a little bit more money, they're ready and willing to take it on.
Okay. You're sitting right next to me. I feel like I should just like hand you my laptop. So in California, I guess last week, I don't even know, 2 weeks ago or something, the U.S., which court was it? 9th or something? I don't know.
Probably the Southern District of California.
Yeah, they shot down California's No Secret Police Act, and the judge did so because he said that it was going to violate the Constitution's supremacy clause. Are there any concerns about that? I mean, same issue kind of being applied with this bill?
Thank God you asked me this question, Delegate Tomlinson, because I didn't, but I've spent so many hours studying the Supremacy Clause in the last couple of weeks to make sure that this bill was on the right side of it. And I had not previously gotten an opportunity to brag about all my research, so I appreciate the chance. I will come to Carroll and Calvary. Any counties that begin with C this weekend, I'm there. So here's the rule. The Supremacy Clause states that states cannot burden federal law enforcement, and they can't burden federal immigration efforts. And states cannot do federal immigration policy from state houses. And I take that provision of the Constitution, and I take the case law that has interpreted that provision of the Constitution extremely seriously. I've read the decision that you've looked at. I think I've read every recent Supremacy Clause decision. We have modeled this legislation off of some legislation that passed in Washington State that was upheld by the Ninth Circuit in the Inslee opinion, which held that states have the ability to apply minimum safety standards to jails in their state as long as they do not target federal prisons in particular or try to hamper in any way federal immigration policy. The bill that's before you aligns the basic health and safety standards that Maryland already has for its own local jails to all other jails in the state. Private, immigration, civil, criminal, what have you, under one umbrella. And what the federal court, or the federal appellate court on the Ninth Circuit held is that that is in the state's purview to do, as long as they don't single out the federal government in particular, and as long as they don't frustrate federal immigration policy. The bill here does not dictate who's in these jails. It does not put any undue constraints on ICE or any federal agency in particular. It's, in fact, a neutral, broad application of what states absolutely have the right to do, which is to make sure that, number one, inhabitants of jails are safe, and number two, as I said when I presented this bill a few days ago, that the externalities that can emanate from jails, be they HVAC, be they emergency preparedness, be they impacts on first responders and rural hospitals, making sure that we limit those, because jails of all varieties can fail, and we don't want to have any jail fail in Maryland.
Thank you. Thanks, appreciate that.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Delegate, okay, your mic is on. Delegate Tom.
Okay, thanks, I appreciate that. You can still come to Carroll if you want.
I still want to come.
That's fine. And then last question, I'm flipping through the amended bill because I could be wrong, but I think it was probably the Washington County situation that was kind of maybe the catalyst for this. And I think that was going to be a private facility, is that correct? Anybody?
So I'm happy to, yeah, I mean, I'm happy to defer to our delegate from Washington County. What I will say is that no specific jail or action was the impetus for the bill. I'll also state, secondly, that my understanding, though, again, I'm happy to defer to our regional expert across the way from me. My understanding is that the planned ICE detention center in Washington County is owned and is planned to be owned and operated by the federal government.
Okay.
Delegate Schindler.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I can confirm that facility was purchased by DHS, so this would not be it would not be in purview of Delegate Stewart's bill. Thank you.
Delegate Tomlinson.
And so this law, is it going to apply both to, in that case, a federal facility as well as privately owned facilities?
So, yeah, so what this bill basically says is that if there is a jail in Maryland, whether it's owned by whomever it is, and whether it's housing whomever, you need to apply to the existing health and safety standards that we have had on the books for years. And we've added a few other provisions in here. First of all, cost containment provisions, as I mentioned before, but also some rules around private contractors in, again, all jails. So we want to make sure that, for example, there are whistleblower protections for a private nurse who is licensed by the state who happens to enter into any kind of facility owned by any kind of entity. We want to make sure that that person, if they see something going wrong in the jail, they can report that to the state and not fear reprisal.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Okay. Just seeing if there's any. Yeah, just seeing if there's any further discussion. Okay. All right. And the bill's been properly moved and seconded with the amendment, so roll call. Delegate Kerr.
Aye.
Delegate Sample Hughes.
Aye.
Delegate Lehman.
Aye, and I'd like yes to the bill.
Okay. Delegate Ruth.
Aye, and add me.
Okay, Delegate Clippinger.
Aye.
Delegate Terraza.
Aye, and add me.
Delegate Schindler.
Aye, and if I could be added, please.
Delegate Chisholm.
No.
Delegate Siliberti.
Yes.
Delegate Wu.
Aye, me too.
Delegate Schmidt.
Yes.
Delegate Fisher. Delegate Stewart. Delegate Tomlinson. Delegate Tomlinson's a no. Delegate Wilson is excused. Delegate Fair.
Yes, and me too.
Delegate Solomon.
Yes, and me too.
Delegate Crutchfield.
Yes, and add, please.
And chair votes yes. All right. So that concludes our vote session for today. And any subcommittee announcements?
Sure. Thank you, Madam Chair. Just want to remind the committee that we will see each of your beautiful faces on Monday at 1 p.m. Bill hearings begin for alcohol. And just a reminder, if your delegation has not provided a letter yet, please have that letter sent to the committee staff here. They are compiling everything in preparation for Monday. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And just to let folks know that lunch will be provided for the committee and staff. All right, with that, our vote session is adjourned. Thank you.